Pennsylvania. It's the Comic Madness Variety Hour.
Welcome to another edition of the Comic Madness Variety Hour, coming to you live and pre-recorded from the Comic Madness basement. Here to give you the hottest licks in comics. I forget.
Takes,
Frank's not here. Frank's on vacation or dead. Either way, don't care.
That means the boys are going to play.
So, as usual, I'm Troy.
I'm Lou from Geek Boy Press.
And I'm Fred from Hard Body Issue 1, due out next week.
12/26, don't forget.
12/26.
Lou, get your plug in.
Next show I'll be at MagFest at National Harbor. Come visit me. And I thought about
MagFest, Lou?
first weekend in January. What is MagFest?
When?
Oh yeah.
So you were at first weekend in January.
Yep, good stuff. You want to dive right in?
Any news?
Any news?
Not really. Hellboy trailer just dropped.
Oh yeah, and it was fucking awesome.
Oh, I didn't see it yet.
It
All right.
was
I'll watch it when I
good.
get home. Cool. I'm excited.
And
I watched Mary Poppins last night.
Laverne died. That was
sweet.
sad.
That was sad.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I saw a retrospective on her talking about A League of Their Own. Made me a little misty today.
That movie
Yeah.
was the shit.
She's great. She was very humble too. It's sad.
Very funny. Very funny lady.
Yep. She had
But,
confidence issues, but aside from that,
Comic news? I
news?
don't really think anything big has happened.
it's the end of the.
Oh, Hard
year.
Body's coming out next week.
I heard
The
that.
comic.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody
Looking forward
please
to
check
it.
it out.
Come support your local guy.
Fred.
Fred.
Your local Fred. At
Your local Fred.
shop.
All right, so into it. Go ahead, Lou. Take it away. Give us a rundown of Aquaman.
No, I don't want to. Do I have to?
Yeah, you
I mean,
have to.
we're going to start off with DC.
We'll
Not
go
always
back and
my
forth,
favorite.
so then we don't, have to do it all.
I mean, Aquaman, whatever. We got Kelly Sue DeConnick and someone named Roca. Let's see. Robson Roca is the penciler. This is a brand new start for Aquaman.
Brand new start.
Issue 43, but it's part 1 of
43.
the new story.
New creative team.
This takes place after Drowned Earth. So this is what happens to Arthur afterwards, who can't remember who he is. That kind of same old deal where he's lost. We don't know where he's at. A new storyline beginning. I wasn't thrilled with this. I thought it was okay. It didn't grab me. I don't know how you guys felt about this
I
one.
felt the same way. I felt it was very boring. Like
I didn't give a shit
through it. I was just like,
exactly. This was probably one of the weakest ones of this week,
and like the art,
it's okay.
it's not bad, but then some of the panels are so fucking goofy that like this dude,
The guy with the teeth.
Overly goofy,
and I'm like,
yeah.
oh,
That's
no.
almost like borderline racist to a point. That's like the old propaganda stuff.
He reminded
Yeah.
me of the guy with
But then
the
that
short
page,
leg
gorgeous,
on
with the girl.
Remember the Adam Sandler movie 8 Crazy Nights? The guy with the short leg.
No.
Nobody saw that.
Nobody
I'm
saw
sorry.
that. That's what
Was
the
that
guy.
the animated movie?
It's the
I think
animated
I
movie.
saw it once, but I really don't remember
That's what the
that.
guy looks like. He looks like a caricature with the teeth kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the
like
buck
all
teeth.
you need, like as horrible as it sounds, all you need is like the hat.
Right, and then it's like
yeah, it's like a
propaganda gets
1940s
Asians. It's so
propaganda
bad.
poster. To where I read it and I was like, even me who doesn't give a shit about anything, I was like, that's kind of offensive.
Yeah, that's shitty.
Because I was just like, whoa.
But yeah, if you're trying to get new readers by this, and you got the movie coming out, this is a
That's
bad
exactly
way to start.
Terrible.
Exactly
It's not
what I was
a
going
great
to say.
thing to do.
And they even put what's Momoa, or however you say his last name, Jason Momoa, the actor.
Yeah.
They even put him
Like a
big as
variant.
fuck on the variant.
Of course
so
they
people
did.
are gonna be like, all right, I'm in, and then they read it and they're like, what is this trash?
But that's
The
typical
weirdest-
DC. Why do that? Let's promote a character and just not put a good team on it. I mean, I
But-
guess Kelly Sue's done some
yeah,
good shit.
she's good, which was
But
weird.
this, why is she
And
on
I was
Aquaman?
really
Of
excited
all
about it,
characters,
reading that she
it's
was going to do
not-
it. I was like, oh, all right, fresh take. And then I read it, and I was like, this
No.
isn't fresh at all.
No, not
The
at
weirdest
all.
thing to me is that this book is coming out to coincide with the movie.
That's what I'm saying,
And you're
yeah.
bringing in new people. And Aquaman has fucking amnesia.
Yeah.
Like, he
Yeah.
doesn't even know
Yeah,
who
he's
he
not,
is.
he's not the king of Atlantis anymore. There's
He has-
no Mira.
it has
It's
nothing
bullshit.
to do with anything that's in the movie
it's
or the
such a
trailer.
misstep on DC's
Yeah,
part.
I mean-
he sees Mira in like a coffee cup, and they're like, you can drink from the forbidden water. And I was
Yeah.
like, I don't give a fuck about the forbidden water.
It's
People are going to watch that movie and come in and be like, I thought I was reading about a guy named Arthur, not Andy or Aurelio or whatever the fuck he was calling
yeah,
it.
it
He has
was-
like 4 names in the book,
It's
and none of
super
them are
dumb.
Arthur.
Here's the thing: if it was an Elseworld story, I could almost get on board. But I know this is continuity.
Yeah, maybe like
I'm
a year one
I don't
thing or
care.
something.
I'm gonna give it a D if we're gonna give it grades. I just don't care. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to have to read the next issue unless we're doing it for the podcast.
I can tell you right now that I will not be reading the next issue.
All right, cool. So Aquaman's dead to us. How do you feel, Fred?
I'm gonna give it a C.
C. All right,
because
you're a little more forgiving.
yeah,
Fred is a forgiving.
He's a forgiver.
not
All
yet.
right.
Just bear with me because there was a lot of crap this week that I'm gonna
All right, so break us down then. Why did you give it a C?
because I found the art interesting. Like, even though the guy was a little bit of offensive looking, and I thought the ocean and the landscape and everything, like, I thought the nature element
Some of it
looked
was
really
beautiful,
cool. It was
sure.
it was really interesting looking.
The big splash pages of the new female character, I can't remember her name. They were really nice.
Yeah.
But it just didn't do it for me, So go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, that's all I was gonna say. I was a little more forgiving
critique.
because I felt like I liked the art and I appreciated that she was giving it a take. It's just bad timing. It just doesn't coincide
It doesn't make
with the
sense.
movie, and
Yeah.
I think you're gonna lose people.
And it's weird because Drowned Earth was a solid story. That was awesome.
Drowned
Big
Earth
action
should
packed,
be-
You have all the characters. That was cool. And then you go to this, you're like, really?
Drowned
This is the
Earth
next
should be
step?
what you coincide with the movie because it's
Right.
exactly what you're saying. Big splashy
Nah, this was,
characters.
This was
Yeah.
not great.
Like, how the fuck do you say his name that she came up with?
Arello? Arusio, yeah.
Yeah, and
She
I
said
was,
Rolly R
this is
or something.
dumb.
It's
It is
But
dumb.
like, there's no fish. The fish are dead. That's so stupid.
Yeah, and they're like, the ocean hates y'all, and I'm
you're
like,
all right,
I
cool.
don't, cool.
Whatever.
And I'm sure the
Moving
ocean
on.
doesn't.
I'm not
doesn't
mad at the
feel.
ocean.
So he got a C. I gave D. What do you got?
I'm with a D,
D.
if not worse.
All right.
You know.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So moving on to a decent book, Batman.
All right, I'll break
Give it the
Batman down.
rundown. Yeah.
So, I read this book and I had no fucking clue what was
Right?
happening.
I'm saying, like,
That's-
what was going on?
I remember it ties vaguely back to an issue that we already read,
well, they
but
said
I
that
don't
issue
remember.
63, but still, I'm sorry. No, this was issue 61.
It was
Something
like 30
38.
something. 38, I think. Yeah.
That's what it was.
So I'm guessing the whole time you're supposed to think that it's Bruce Wayne as a
Right.
kid, but it's actually the other kid.
But how could it be if
in current
Batman's
time?
not solving the murder? It's weird.
Because the kid is in current time, but the whole time you're supposed to think that it's Bruce
yeah,
Wayne
it's
back
weird.
in the day.
It's an odd
I
one.
did not
I didn't
get
get
it at all.
If I
You know
was
what I mean?
reading all of King's Run, I'm only through the
Dude,
first
I
trade.
read it all, and I have no fucking clue. What's
All right,
happening.
good. So I don't
Again,
feel
it's funny
too
you guys
bad.
say this because this is exactly what I wrote in my notes. That it really made me think back on all of King's Run and wonder, like, is it really that good? I mean, aside if you take out
wow.
Damn.
if you take out the exceptional
He's shitting on our boy King.
if you take out the exceptional Booster Gold arc, which we can all
That was the
agree, I
top
think
for you?
that was like
See, I didn't
the,
get to read
the
that
peak.
yet, but I'll get there.
Peaks and
They were
peaks,
talking about
see
it.
the whole thing, the Batman run, the first Lou, you just started. The first trade is amazing, with Gotham
oh my
Girl.
God. I would give that to anybody.
I
But
said
I feel
That's
like
a
it
great
doesn't really
Batman story.
ever come back.
until
I can't say that.
until
I
the
will.
Darth Vader issue with Emperor Palpatine came out. The Batman #1 was the best single comic I've ever read.
Wow.
Where he's fucking crashing the
Yeah,
plane.
he's like, I'm
Is this a
dying.
noble
is
yeah,
it.
he's like,
I'm
all right,
going
Alfred,
out.
yo, now I'm scared, and you're like, damn,
And
Batman's
this is how he
scared.
starts his run.
Yeah,
like
that's
he's
the
gonna
first
fucking
fucking issue.
die.
Okay, but what else do you
Wow.
have? You had a So Bane story after that. You had all that cat bat shit that was
The wedding
really
was
bad.
garbage.
that.
I
Well,
mean,
you know what? I like the Mr. Freeze story after.
Yep.
See, I started getting in after 50. So I'm going back right now. But the Penguin stuff, I really like that. The KGB story, come
Yeah,
on.
KG Beast
I
was
was okay on
not
Dude,
touch that.
I
when
didn't
he
love
fucking
that.
hit him with the grappling hook and it broke his neck. I was like, yo,
Batman's fucking hard as shit.
I'm gonna quote the what I always hear said on the podcast, and it's true. I think King writes the
oddball characters
oddball
first.
characters
Yeah, like
better
Jeff
than
Johns.
he does.
Yeah.
But
Batman.
like you said, and I've been saying since the book has come out, Batman is peaks and valleys.
Yeah.
It's
And the
been-
valleys are high, or the valleys are low, and the peaks are high. And the valleys, sometimes they are like subterranean.
So this is part one. I personally would like to go back and see what issue they're referencing to see that first part of the story because maybe I'd appreciate it more. I'm not there yet, but once I
This
am.
is another one too where, like, I think you were on the first podcast when we did Mr. Miracle.
Mm-hmm.
I read Mr. Miracle 1 and I was like, this book sucks. I didn't get it. And then I read the second one. And I went back and I really sat down with issue 1 and I was like, this is fucking amazing.
It's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
So I'm
fun.
hoping when this, this story why, you know.
Yeah, we got to
once
get
out,
some
I'll be
parts
like,
under us. It's only the first part. I'm reading it. I
right,
don't care.
Yeah. I mean, I'll
The art
always
was
read
okay.
Batman.
It wasn't anything amazing. It was like
It's
suitable
par for the
for the
course.
story.
Suitable.
It's
Yeah,
par for the
that's
course.
all.
That's what
It's fine. It
And,
didn't excite me, but it did its job. It wasn't confusing. It was straightforward, except for the whole story. You're like, what the fuck is going on?
But by comparison, I thought the first
Travis
issue.
Moore. Never really heard of him.
I thought the first issue to the detective story was way better than this.
Which
I'm
the one
guessing
that started
the ones
last week.
Okay,
Yeah.
with the Waynes,
that the
yeah.
whole time you're supposed to think they're talking about Bruce Wayne, but they're talking about
See, it's
the
weird
other
because
kid who was his friend that was jealous of him.
didn't last issue Thomas Wayne show up?
Right, but it wasn't
So I was
Thomas
like,
Wayne. It was
no,
the kid.
I get it, but I'm saying like,
yeah, then
all right,
why would
is
he be
this like
grown
a
up?
weird point
Yeah.
of view?
It's-
Like, is this the
it's
Thomas
bizarre.
Wayne
That's what I'm
Batman?
saying. Is it's
So yeah, but you know what? Part 2, I'm like, oh shit,
yeah,
he's so
he'll
smart.
drop like one line,
He's
and
a
you're like,
genius.
oh,
This guy's great.
So this is another one where
Yeah, for now I give it a C.
I'm a C.
I'm a
Solid
C, but I could come back
To be
to it and be
continued.
like, yo, now that I reread that, A+.
Right. But we want to talk about an amazing book this
Right.
week. Another crazy start. Freedom Fighters, #1.
Wow.
Part
Wow,
1 of a
this is
12-issue maxi series. Holy shit, Venditti again. Mr. Hawkman himself does Freedom Fighters, which, you know, I'm familiar with the idea of it because it's been done before in DC. And, you know, you
Yeah,
got the
Uncle Sam,
alternate,
the
you got
Freedom
Earth
Fighters.
X. You got certain characters like the Ray, Phantom Lady, Human Bomb, Doll Man, Black Condor, right? And they're fighting against
A
the
lot of
Nazis.
JSA guys.
They're the
or-
Resistance. Well, these
other
characters
things.
get fucked up super quick in
And
this
it
book.
was crazy.
Holy shit! I didn't expect them all to die like that.
It
and then
reminded
what?
me of-
Uncle Sam disappears 55 years later, and then they're like, "Oh, now we're gonna fight these Nazis." Like, holy shit! This was not what I expected.
Ratsies,
but I
not
fucking
Nazis.
loved it. It was great. I love these alternative stories. I love Elseworld stories, so these are great. Art was fine. I wasn't, you know, I'm not
The
a
art-
huge fan of Barrows,
art was-
but
I thought the art was really good for this book. Very, it's
it was fine. I don't know. It didn't do much for me. I'm not a huge fan of Barrows, so it's all right. But it's fine.
But
Like
the story
it
is-
told the story well.
Best use of
Gritty, dark.
the Plastic
The
Men.
plastic
Plastic
Man.
Men
awesome.
were
Holy
so
shit.
fucking cool.
Dude, they're
Holy
like,
shit.
Jesse, wait for him. I thought he was dead. Like, when he gets
the
squished-
third page,
Wow.
when the flag is like
yeah, I was like, what's
moving,
going on?
and then in this part you don't see them, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh, maybe it's in his head or something, and then he's like, nah,
No.
we're like this whole building.
yeah, the
That
plastic.
I was like,
arcane smile on his
yo.
face is just.
But like
dope.
right here,
Oh.
it looks like he's dead. I was
That's
like,
somebody. That's not him.
that's not Jesse Owens.
No,
No,
he's here. He has
Okay.
the Jeff cap.
But
with the
crazy,
green coat.
right? Like they're and then think about Plastic Man going rogue now. You're like, oh, this is some shit. Like he could fucking murder anybody.
Not Plastic Man is the most powerful hero ever, which is stupid because he can't be destroyed.
It's true.
And this may be corny, but like
Well, I think this book is supposed to kind of be corny, which it makes it even more
it is-
endearing.
Well,
I'm
corny
not
how?
really. Well, I'm
In
not.
what
I'm not
respect?
really. I'm not really a patriotic guy per se. You know, like I don't really. But like when they had the big bold type and they were reading the Pledge of Allegiance, I was like, "Fuck yes."
Yo, when the
That
new human
was-
bomb later, when he gives the finger and
Yes.
he blows him up,
Oh
that was
my God.
sweet. I was like,
Maybe
yeah.
not. Maybe corny's not the right
don't
word I'm
think
looking for, but
corny.
it's like you're supposed to be like, all right, a little tongue in cheek, maybe.
Well, it's such an it's Nazis. It's such an easy villain. I mean, it's
The narrative writes itself.
Yeah.
Because you're like, yo, Nazis are bad. And I'm like, yeah, the fuck they are. But like you said, they're like, Nazis are bad. And then the third page, they're like, reading the Pledge of Allegiance. And I was like, fucking get America. Yeah. It got you pumped up.
fuck yeah.
And then, if you're familiar with Uncle Sam, they used him great. He's only in it for a little bit.
Yeah, and
He's
he
all
fades
tattered.
away. Yup.
And then, like, for you guys that don't know, Uncle Sam is much like Gladiator from Marvel, to where the more people believe in him, the stronger he is. But I believe Gladiator is the more he believes in himself. Right?
Something, yeah. He's
Something
got an ego.
bizarrely.
But,
yeah.
Yeah, the Uncle Sam is the more
The country,
patriotic,
right.
and the more you believe in the Constitution.
So we'll see him
He's
come
like,
back,
I'm
I'm
strong
sure.
as fuck.
But it was a great surprise.
Dude,
I
it
wasn't going
was-
to pick it up, and I'm glad I did because it was fucking sweet.
Yeah,
Neither.
same
It was
here.
a #1, and I actually wasn't going to do that or Aquaman for this week's podcast. And Frank, R.I.P.
Yeah, too bad he's dead again.
Plastic Man got him.
is he was like, yeah, you got to do these too, and I was like, all right. So I'm kind of pissed. He said Aquaman. but
Yeah,
very
right.
excited.
Well,
He said
you
freedom.
take the good with the bad. This is good about this podcast. We don't do just the cream of the crop. We do the garbage too.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, so
You
you
gotta
know
know.
what not to read, folks.
But read Freedom Fighters. It's
Yes.
fucking awesome.
And here's all
Hard
right.
A,
So
A
a
minus.
lot happened in this book. I'm worried though because it's 12 issues. And they already flash forward to 55 years in the future, right?
Right.
So what could they do? Is it just going to be 12
maybe
issues of the Resistance?
maybe
I don't want it to
each
be
one
bad.
will be half and half.
That's fine.
That would be awesome.
Yeah,
That would
maybe
be
like
really,
you see where Uncle Sam went or
Yeah,
something.
it'd be
You see where
really
these new
good.
characters came from.
a really good format. To
There's a
be
blurb
like,
in the back that talks about some of the characters, and it talks
which
about
I
Doll
actually read
Woman.
and was interesting.
Right,
Where
yeah.
most of back matter.
No, it
I'm
was
not a
good.
big back matter guy.
No,
it
me
was
neither.
just a blurb.
And
That
that-
these ads probably go through all the books, and it's
So
fine.
then there's the back, and is that steel? Like the big fucking Sentinel
Oh, I
looking
don't know.
steel or something? Because he
Maybe.
looks rad.
Well, that's
as
the
shit.
thing with these alternative stories. You're like, oh, who's that going to be? That's cool if it is.
Yeah.
But
Steel or the was the guy from the
Iron
JSA?
what Commander
Citizen Steel.
or whatever?
Or,
Yeah.
So
Who
it could
knows?
be anybody. It could be Cyborg.
Well, they
That'd
were
be
also
cool,
talking
too.
about, though, don't forget, in the raid in the beginning, they were talking about going against the factory with the plans to make a giant robot. So this could be that robot they were talking about.
Ah.
So it might not be steel at all. It just might be that robot. So
I might have missed
that's what I
something.
got.
Weren't they also talking about like the Fuhrer's like descendant or something?
Yeah, that was weird. I didn't get that. 'Cause
I
they
didn't
were
see
like
that.
this.
Adolf, and then they said
Yeah, that was his kid. Is I assume who's the current one.
right.
Right.
I guess we'll
And
see
then-
him more in the book.
Yeah,
but
I'm sure.
because they have the picture of Adolf, and I guess he's dead at this point.
Right, or
But whatever.
well, they were saying.
Yo,
like,
how about how
his
they?
kid is running America. Where,
Oh,
he
okay.
might still be
But
able-
how about how they killed the fucking freedom fighters?
Dude,
they lit him
insane.
on fire. The human
Yeah.
bomb. They beheaded the human doll. Holy shit!
Yeah,
it was so dark
insane.
and fucked up. I loved it.
Half of this story you read and you like felt bad.
Yes.
And
it
then
was-
half of it you were like pounding your fucking chest for America. I was like, you. So I was I loved it.
I want to give it an A, but because of the art, I'm not super thrilled. I'm gonna have to give it a B plus.
I'm gonna give it an
But
A minus.
It's awesome.
I'm gonna give it an A plus.
Yeah. Wow. All
I
right.
like the art. It felt very in the vein of comics that I like.
Okay.
I really like the JSA and
No, I love
stuff
JSA.
like that.
JSA is some of
So
my
it
favorite
was,
characters. So yeah.
it felt
You could probably convince me to give it an A minus, but I'm gonna still stick with B plus
it felt
because of Barrow.
very proper for this book.
Yeah.
So
And tons
it
of
up.
surprises. Yeah, love that book. So
I went in, like you said, I went into this expecting absolutely nothing, and I read it and I was like, this is amazing.
right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I had very low expectations. Really raised the bar.
So we'll kill DC for now.
Move on
2 out
to-
of 3, or we got some solid books out of it. Maybe like Freedom Fighters, Cream.
Cream, Batman,
Batman's okay.
Aquaman.
So talk about.
So going on to more, yeah.
Let's go to Marvel. now.
Infinity Wars number 6.
Oh Jesus Christ! It's finally.
I'll give it to
over.
Marvel. They finally did something right. These Stan Lee covers are awesome.
Yeah, no, it's great. It's really
They
smart.
just took
the black
off,
band,
they took off the
title dress,
title head,
It's all
and
about
they just
Stan
put
Lee
it
at
on.
that point.
And then when you flip it open, kudos again to Marvel. The first couple black pages, you're like, all right. They have a really fun sketch of them,
Yep, Phil Noto did that.
and
Then the book starts.
then the
book
book
goes
starts,
All
and I
downhill.
just it was basically all black to me because it made no sense. I was
Yeah.
reading it and I was like, what the fuck?
because
what the fuck?
Nobody cares.
Yeah.
I don't care. I want this to be over.
Like,
It
I
was
got
so
it.
Confusing.
It
Sure,
was just
I
dumb.
read it, but I didn't give a shit. Like,
It was.
the stones are powerful in one universe. Now Loki made them all negated except for another universe. I don't even know. I feel stupid reading it. There's a resolution, but hey, surprise, surprise, those stupid Infinity Warps characters are still around. So I thought it was going to be 1 or 2, but it sounds like it's the whole universe. I don't know. This book hurts my head. I love the Guardians. I don't know what the hell they did with it. Thank God Cates is coming in to save the day, but it's over,
There's more?
sorta.
No, that's.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
there's
like-
one more part.
it's-
Oh, is there really?
Motherfucker.
It's probably an epilogue. Oh, and I called it too. I don't know if you guys remember from a previous podcast. I was like, who's the Falling Guardian going to be? My first thought was Rocket. I was like, nope, it's going to be Drax. And sure enough, it's Drax. But he's not really dead. He's just somewhere else, I guess. Drax and his weird saxophone.
Fallen
dude.
from the universe because of the shit he said about Disney.
Ah, jeez. They're getting them.
Wow, you're really between the lines, Mr.
He brought that up
Conspiracy.
earlier,
Yeah,
and
the
I was
other-
like, because I was like, word, what's up with him?
Well, because
Yeah,
he wanted to
Fred
follow
filled me
James
in.
Gunn.
It was
right?
really loyal to a fault on that one. Disney's making
Well,
sure.
whatever. We'll see him in Suicide Squad where James Gunn does that. That's fine.
Yeah.
So, I read it, I got it,
Sure.
I hated it.
It's over.
Absolutely.
It was nonsense. Art's bad, story's bad, cover's bad. There was nothing I liked about this book.
Nope.
No.
Besides the Stanley tribute, which I thought was very tasteful.
But that's in every book, so you
right,
can't even give him that.
exactly.
I will say
And
one
then-
thing about those tributes, as good as they are, it's still very confusing because it makes every book look like a variant.
Like,
It's
And
kind
I
of tough
missed
picking
a
stuff
couple
up off the
books.
rack today. You know.
I missed a couple books because of that reason. But still, it's very tasteful. It's very nice. Instead of like doing some cheesy art as Stan as a hero, it was tasteful.
It's just a
They did
portrait,
great
yeah.
job. Yeah. It's
So
awesome.
the thing about this book too is, besides the movie and some of the other space stories, the Guardians of the Galaxy kind of fucking suck.
Yeah.
They're uninteresting. Like they
Wait,
did.
which time though? What are we talking about?
In general.
And besides they did.
Besides the movies?
Besides the movies,
Besides the
I'm
movies.
saying. And
Yo,
then they did
before
like
that though, the Abnett Landing stuff was awesome.
no,
Are
they
you
did like the
kidding me?
Thanos Imperative, which
Okay.
was amazing.
Sure.
And then
Okay.
they
Panzerverse
were
stuff
part
was
of like
sweet.
the Warren Kings. I think they were in that.
yeah, they were in there.
But like their book
Sin
didn't
Sen.
sell. Nobody buys their book.
I'm gonna make the same
Fucking
point about
sucks.
Guardians that I was about to make. I'm about to make in Extermination in that
Ooh,
I don't-
we're not there yet.
I know, but I feel like the Guardians, like what's the seminal like Guardians of the Galaxy story? Like there's
Like,
no.
just rattle off a couple.
If you haven't read the
Sure, so-
Thanos Imperative, it is one of the best miniseries ever.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Is it okay? I was gonna say like
So you never read that stuff? Then?
I don't
But
think I
it-
read
you
in
never read
the
that good
Thanos
stuff.
Imperative. No,
But it was more
but that's that's the whole world, right? Like that's
yeah, and it
the
was more
cosmic
just it was
stuff.
just more Star-Lord than really a lot of the other guys.
Because I read a lot of
There's
like
a lot of
the
Star
Bendis
Wars.
stuff and stuff
Yeah, the
here and
Bendis
there.
Guardians was weak.
See,
weak
Bendis-
as shit.
Well, Bendis is weak, dude. What was the last good book he wrote? Let's
I
be
like-
serious.
Let's
Let's be serious.
I want to give him
Let's
some
be serious.
credit because I love
I-
Daredevil and all that shit.
I like
Yeah,
his
but-
Daredevil,
Daredevil.
Ultimate Spider-Man, and Powers.
Yeah,
Ultimate
Ultimate
Spider-Man
Spidey.
Powers was good
Right.
too, but
Superman's all right. And I'm saying that not as a big DC guy.
when Superman is very all right.
Yeah.
But it could get interesting. The way
problem-
they ended the last issue, it could get real.
with his Superman run, that was they were like, yo, Red Mist or whatever, and I was like, yo, this character is sweet.
Oh,
and then they
and
revealed who it
to be
was,
that
and I was
girl.
like,
I'm like, whoa, surprise! Who gives a shit? That new reporter. Oh god.
yeah, she just showed up in town. Now there's
cares?
this villain.
And that's how sad, folks, this book is that we're actually talking about
We're talking about
Superman
Superman.
rather than Infinity Wars number 6. Thank
I
God
really-
it's
I am
fucking over.
so glad there's one more issue because obviously we
But
will
it's
do
not.
it.
You know what? It's an epilogue. We could barely read it. Wouldn't matter. I don't
But
think we have to.
we've
read
done every issue of this. So
It,
we're
it
gonna
really
have to-
made
Alright.
me nostalgic.
You don't have to be on it that weekend. Yeah, all right.
I'm walking away.
Yeah.
I'm like, I can't.
Made
but-
me nostalgic for how good the Infinity Gauntlet was, like, and how well they
but
used
they
to think
milked
out.
the shit out of that.
They used to
though.
think out.
Infinity Watch, Infinity like.
But they used to
War,
really
all that
put
stuff.
like a lot of thought into these big
That was a
crossover
different
world
event,
events.
though. That was something they actually cared about, where it's actually all the characters in there. This is just milking it to sell books. They don't give a shit.
Yeah.
And again,
Jerry
this-
Dugan, this should not be an event. I'm
Jerry
sorry.
Dugan is a bad writer.
Sorry, Jerry.
Throwing it out there.
Come
it's
on the
just like
podcast, fight
Aquaman.
Troy.
Like, you know, is this the event that you want to tie to your Infinity War story? I don't
know.
think so.
Oh God, I feel so bad for regular customers coming in trying to pick this up.
Yeah,
I mean,
like, do you have
imagine that's
anything
like
that
a-
follows the movie? And I'm
I
like,
would just
no.
give him Infinity Gauntlet because that's basically
Yeah.
That's
the
what
story.
we do. That's why we just have
Fuck
it in
everything.
stock all the
This
time.
is shit.
This is awful.
I'm gonna give it a D because
I'm
I
gonna
read
go
it. I can't go F because I read it and
F.
I can't.
I'm gonna go D minus.
To say that I read it,
That's
It's
why
like-
I could
like
never give it an
I,
F. If
some
I
of the,
walked
some of
away,
the panels I like skimmed over because I was like,
It exists.
no,
It's a
there was
comic
like
book.
I was
It's-
like too many words in this panel.
doesn't
Skip.
matter. Yeah,
And I
it's
feel
so
like I still
shitty.
got the story.
Yeah, it's
and
fine.
it was bad.
It's still convoluted as fuck. I
And,
don't know
like,
what's going on.
Can Marvel?
You know why it's
Can
not
we
an
stop
F? There was
talking
like
about it? Because who cares?
Can Marvel
Let's move
end a
on to
book
something
though?
good.
That's the thing. Is like
they gotta have an addendum. To
he's
it.
like, yeah, oh, in the end, and then he draws the infinity symbol, and he's like, oh, like fucking
It's
the
stupid.
world's most powerful fucking wizard or whatever is gonna go and get a big old stick and just draw an infinity sign in his
I
hand.
really
And
hate
be like,
that. This
I'm
made me.
sad.
And
This
what
made
about
me hate Adam
Gamora? They're just
Warlock.
like, she's okay. She just fucked all this shit up.
Yeah,
and
she
no
went
rev-
crazy for a minute, but
Yeah,
she's
but it's
cool.
all right. No, fuck that
was
noise.
awful.
I don't
Look,
care.
it,
All right,
it is
fucking
tragic.
Move it on. We'll go to a decent book.
All right, run us
Marvel
down.
Knights number 4. We're gonna focus on the
Hot,
Black
hot, hot,
Panther
hot,
this
hot, hot.
Shit, I didn't know we were doing this.
Oh, it's all right.
Oh man.
We can tell you about it. It was sweet, dude. Finally, we got T'Challa's point of view of the Marvel Knights story, and you get a little backstory too. You finally find out that Reed Richards had this machine.
We weren't supposed to do this book,
Oh no.
but it's fine. I read it too.
Okay, good.
We'll do it quick.
Yeah,
fine.
so just another part in the Marvel Knights story. It seems like an idea from Cates that somebody else picked up and ran with. But this issue was great. I loved it.
Dude.
It was T'Challa trying to just be a hero in New York, but plagued by the real problems of people in New York. Like, if you're going to be a vigilante, you're going to get hit by the cops. You can't do the things that he did and get away with it.
It was very racially charged, which I thought was weird.
Sure. Yeah, it was.
Unexpected, but not unwelcome.
But it
so
was
to
cool
say.
because the land of the dead, all those people were trying to, zap his brain like, hey, this is who you are.
Right.
Stop fucking around. Like, you're actually the Black Panther. You're a hero. So by the end of it, he puts on some garb and he goes out to fuck shit up as the Black Panther, still not knowing fully what's going on. I
How
thought this
sweet was it? The beginning where they're like, yeah, this machine. Oh, that's how we beat the Century. And I was like, fucking Cates does it again.
Right? But again, it sucks because how much is Cates and how much is the other writer? Like, I feel like Cates threw the idea out. I don't have time to write all this.
See,
you gotta
I think
run with it.
I think Cates probably plotted out the story.
Oh, yeah.
And then the guy scripted the
Yeah,
stuff.
that's
so in
fine.
this one, he was probably like, Reed Richards' invention, blah, 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 blah. And
Yeah.
then the guy was like, all right.
You got Black Panther. But it just focuses on him, and it was so great. Like, I love to see this because it's T'Challa out of his element.
Yeah.
It's like him as a street-level
Yeah, it felt
hero.
very
Oh, I loved it. I want to
weird.
see more
It
of
was
this
like a
character.
weird juxtaposition of him being like, I know this is bad, but I don't know why.
Yeah.
The way you
he
guys are
doesn't know what to
describing it,
do.
it sounds almost like, since the book is the Marvel Knights, it reminds me a little bit of the Priest run, the client.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it kind of sounds like.
No, you gotta read it. It's good stuff. And there's flashes too of the regular universe. And what's his name? Donovan in there, which was cool. I was like, oh, that's awesome because he's a bad guy. What's gonna happen?
Yeah.
And then the reveal at the end with the actual villains of
They're
Marvel
all
all
bad
teaming
guys.
up. Holy
Yeah.
shit! Oh,
So,
yeah, this is gonna be great. And so is this has to be in continuity. This is a story that it's happening right now. It's sidestepping everything else, which is great. So this is gonna matter.
Rosenberg is writing the next issue.
Yeah, that's fine though. Come on, Mr. Multiple Man. Come on, that was great,
Multiple
right?
Man.
Let's give. it
Well,
up for
everybody
him.
has their one,
Well,
story to tell.
you know.
Hard Body, #1.
Like we've
next
said
week,
before,
26.
Marvel has a problem with writers. They got
Right.
Cates, they got Aaron, and everybody else is like just okay.
I agree.
So we're gonna
So,
give them something. I'm gonna give it a B.
Yeah, I'll go with you. We'll
I
wrap this
wasn't-
one up quick because Fred didn't read it.
But
But
I wasn't. The art wasn't amazing, but the story was.
see,
so
I really,
good.
really like the art.
Did you?
Yeah, I
It
like.
stood
I
to the
loved
story, but I'm not thrilled with it. So
it. And the writer Vita
yeah, whoever it was did the last one too.
Ayala,
Yeah.
dig it.
Good stuff. No,
Yeah.
it was great. It was a great
Dig it.
single issue.
I
which
can't
is
speak
awesome.
on this one, but I can say that I really like the first three in this. I read this series. It would
Yeah,
have
it was
been
cool.
nice to know about it.
My bad.
So yeah, we're gonna move on to another book that was another bullshit
All
event
right.
that meant nothing.
Here we
Oh,
go.
Jesus.
Here is by far the weakest ending to any major event I've read, including Infinity and the Infinity, whatever the hell.
Whatever,
It's
who
called.
cares?
They really rolled the shit out this
The
week.
Infinity
well,
Wars.
not always.
I would rather read Infinity Wars over and over again than read this because it was tragically bad.
Yeah,
We were talking Spider-Geddon #5,
It's over though.
The end
Thank
of it.
God.
and man, did it die with nothing. No,
Yeah, I don't
no
understand.
anything. It just
How does
like,
Miles off panel become Captain Universe? Because he yells at it. He's like, "Oh, I'm Captain Universe."
yes, Captain
now."
Universe's power. Stop being a jerk. Oh no,
Yeah.
I'm Captain Universe.
But what about
and the worst part is
damn it.
last week's Miles Morales #1.
So good. A book I recommend
Yeah,
to everybody.
but they said that he was the guy that beat them in that book. This came out a week later.
course.
What the fuck am I reading?
That's comics. How many times have you done that shit? You know.
No,
they
how
always
many
do
times
that.
has Marvel
No,
done that
Extermination. Let's talk about that for a hot second because this hasn't finished and we're at Uncanny like issue 6.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. So anyway, move
So
back to this
anyway, nothing happens. Nothing happens. They turn the inheritors into
book. The
babies.
babies. So you got
That
the,
was it.
Harrier
And they're like-
baby.
And they're gonna
Nah.
get raised by alt world Aunt May.
yeah, like
Yeah, that was fine. That part, she was like, "I'll take care of them," and I was like, All right.
The biggest issue with this
Alright.
book is how the fuck are you going to have these parts, like these mini-series, make them essential to the main book? That's bullshit. There's so
Yeah.
many things that happen off camera in this book, and you're like, wait, when did that happen? Oh, I had to read what book just
Yeah.
to find out? That's nonsense.
It was
You can't do that to a main book.
Tragic.
I'm a big like toy collector, right? So a lot of these Spider variants are like all the Marvel Legends characters that I don't know who they are. So it was nice to kind of see them, be like, oh fuck, it's that character that I didn't want and didn't buy. And
Yeah.
it-
now
it-
now he's in the story.
And the more that I thought about it, it really reminded me of Secret War from the '80s, which was like, shit all over for being a story to sell toys. And I feel like this is that.
Yeah,
They
those
just
sweet
keep,
shields, though. You get
This is-
lenticular shields. Come
well,
on.
Yeah,
I bought every one of them, but
those
but
shields were legit.
it just felt like a ton of characters that I don't care about.
No,
don't
I
have an
like
arc.
Spider-Man. Spider-Man's one
I
of my
like
favorite
Spider-Man, but I'm
characters.
like all the different like Spider UK.
Yeah, it was
I
a
mean, do you care?
no,
House of
like
M,
Spider Punk.
Spider
Yeah.
Punk,
Nah,
like
some I
Spider-Man
like.
UK.
I got a concert. I got a concert tonight.
Spider-Man
when-
UK was cool,
Yeah, Spider-Man.
but he got punked in the first issue.
Spider-Gwen
Yeah.
is sweet. I like her
See
a lot.
that
The
is all this
design-
book is though. They were like, let's push these characters, and if people buy into them, that's why people like
Miniseries.
Penny Parker, and that's why she's into
in
the
movie,
Spider-Verse
yeah,
movie.
which A+, go see it right now. It's amazing.
But they were like, let's strip these characters out, and if people bite on them, then we'll make
I
miniseries.
guess. But
I mean,
it was
that's
kind of
so-
neat to see the Vault of Spiders characters show up. It's just, when did that happen? Because Spider-Gwen apparently contacted them all and brought them in with her army. How the fuck did that happen? Because that
I
happened in
don't
no
know.
miniseries.
I couldn't follow
But then
anything
that
that
was
happened.
Like
in
the
this
Vault
book.
of Spiders, the Spider's man was like in it, and then he was just gone. And then they have the weird guy that just looks like a gray dick.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
Norman Osborn
yeah,
Spider-Man.
with the,
yeah.
the 4 arms, and he's just like, I got a piece of this web, and I'm like, please don't.
Who cares?
Please,
I don't care.
please
None.
don't exist in continuity.
I'm mad
anymore.
because I love the Superior Spider-Man. That run was sweet. And now they're going to...
number 1 coming out next week.
It's going to keep going. And I'm like, do I want more of that? Because now it's just a watered-down version of that character.
I don't want this at all in my life.
Yeah, this was all.
Cover's good though.
But we got to see the Cowboy Spider-Man. That was cool. We got
Yeah,
to see the
he's cool,
cop
yeah.
Spider-Man with the mustache. That was funny. And Spider-Man,
The,
like you said.
Yeah, the ideas of it are cool, but
But
it's just
don't milk it. You had a great
it's
story of
just-
Spider-Verse. Now you're just milking it. Are we gonna see this shit every year?
well that
Probably.
yeah that's
Which
well
sucks, 'cause
that's
now you're
the
gonna
same thing
ruin
they
it.
did with Infinity Wars when they
Infinity-
did Infinity Wars.
Infinity Gauntlet.
And then they floated those characters out, and people are like, "Oh, the Doctor Strange, Captain America's pretty cool. The Arachnite's pretty
Is
cool."
he?
And now
Are
they're getting
they?
books.
Oh God, no.
I feel
That's
like-
why they didn't
No.
kill him off.
I don't
I feel
want
like
it.
also too,
I
like
don't
this
want
is
it at
another
all.
one that's tied into a movie that's out, and like if you just watched
Is it though?
No, but they
in the Spider Verse,
no.
they
I-
released it into the
They
Spider-Verse
did, and
book.
that was actually more relevant than this book. This book,
But that
is
book was also
confusing
shit.
I feel like if
Yeah,
you,
that was garbage.
but I'm saying if you left the theaters and picked this book up, you'd be lost. There's just
Yeah,
way
you'd
too
be
much,
like,
no,
what
totally
the fuck
lost.
is
yeah,
this?
way
Right.
too much shit going on.
I read it all though, so I'll go D.
Um,
Overall, though,
I'll give it D+.
I liked it.
I'm gonna give it. Put
I didn't
something
like the art
I-
shift. There was 4 different artists or so on this book,
I
and
didn't
I
even
hate
pick
that.
that up.
I don't
I
understand why that
actually
necessary.
liked the first 4 issues, and then this one was such dog
No,
shit.
it
that
started
like,
out strong.
Yeah,
and they just ruined
it's
it. But again,
horrible.
it's
D.
bullshit to make people have to buy the miniseries to know what's going on.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
because in 4, when Spider-Woman showed up with that crystal,
Come on.
the book wasn't even done yet,
And
and you were like, "What the fuck?"
In here, what do they call Spiderling? That she's the web weaver or whatever
Yeah,
the fuck she is.
some
and
shit.
that issue came out this week too. So hey, you're excited for this story. You're gonna read this first, and you're like, oh,
that
shit,
issue was
I
supposed to come out last week. We got shorted.
Oh, okay. That's
And between
fine.
these 2 books and just stuff, I'm personally like sick of reading stories where you know where they have like these MacGuffins that you know that come down to a stone or a gem or something to save the fucking day. Like it's just I'm kind of over that. Like I
I don't know. You
that
got
trend.
the thing at the end. Like, there's gonna be more stories. I just
Nothing
don't
ever
care.
ends in Spider-Man to where they're like, "Yeah, the web is like the web is gone," and I was like, "Oh, sweet." And then she's like, "But I'm a web weaver, so I'm gonna." Hey guys. Hey.
So anyway, we are gonna give this. What's everybody's grade?
A D.
I'm
Solid
going
D.
D. Yeah.
D. All right. So moving on to Extermination, number 5. We got the finish of getting rid of the old X-Men characters. Finally, something you need to move on with. I liked it. I like Pepe Larraz's artwork. I think this is Ed Brisson's strongest story. I enjoy it. I thought it ended really well. It didn't seem like a surprise because it was definitely alluding to the fact that, hey, Cyclops is back. Awesome. I don't care about that. I just feel like it was going to happen no matter what. I guess that was the whole reason for young Cable to do everything he did.
Dude, I loved it.
No, it was great.
I fucking loved it, and I have been hating X-Men for like
Yeah,
the
but
last 5 years.
if you remember, this was one of my picks almost for top of the year for.
Yo, how about it being Mimic though? How about it being
that was
Mimic
great.
though?
That
That
made
was cool.
sense.
I was like,
Poor
yo.
Mimic though, he sacrificed his wings and his life just to get everybody back to the way they were. Again, I think Pepe Larraz is somebody to watch for. This guy is legit. He's amazing.
Dude, did you see his variant to this book? It is insane.
I did not. But it was great to see Ahab again.
It's fun.
I
He
love
made
his
90s X-Men fun
This
again.
is how
Yeah.
X-Men should be. This should be the main book.
It's fun.
Uncanny
I need it to be fun.
is not great. This is great. I
When-
want more of this.
When X-Men gets too serious, it's bad.
Yeah.
Like the really serious books that were good too, like Second Coming, was more an X-Force book.
Yeah.
Like I need to read X-Men and I need to be like, this is fun.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I want.
And it started the way it ended. You get the original 5 back together talking, or at least the original
Yeah.
4. Waiting for Scott. They're like, oh, Scott's not gonna.
Yeah,
be here.
and then the
and
end.
then Scott's
oh,
back.
Boom.
Woo.
Classic. Fucking over the head.
I don't know. It was telegraphed. Like you kind of knew he was coming back, and I'm fine with that. Because what nobody dies
Makes
in
Kid
comics.
Cable cool as shit.
Yeah, I want to see what's gonna happen. I got X-Force. I didn't read it yet, so I'm curious how that goes.
Well, how did you get it? It doesn't come out till next week.
Ooh, don't talk about that. It was on the shelf, Troy.
False.
No,
It was in
it's
a box.
Not false. It was on the
False.
shelf. Anyway, moving on.
Lou really doesn't have it.
Actually,
When's this episode coming out? Maybe it'll work
Tonight.
out. All right. Is it?
Yeah.
For iTunes.
Lou doesn't.
I was gonna,
Damn it.
Anyway, art and story, awesome, great ending. I'm gonna give it an A.
All right, lay
Loved
us
it.
down, Fred. You seem like you have something to say.
Well, I was just gonna. I liked it a little bit less than you guys, but it's still like a solid B minus for me.
Okay.
I really enjoyed the art. I do think
Oh, that's dangerous.
I do think this is kind of how X-Men stories should be, like you were
Yes,
saying about.
so exciting.
Yes, fun.
There's stakes.
Splash. I mean, yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
and then, like,
What I was gonna ask you guys is, how do you feel now that they're putting to bed the young X-Men?
Finally.
How do
thank
you
God.
feel? Okay.
Too
Thank
long.
well,
God putting it out of the
they were
misery.
writing Bendis out of the Marvel universe.
Yes, of course, but
Yeah, but that was nonsense.
I kind of feel like that was kind of a wasted. It was just kind of.
Here's the thing,
Just sucked up a lot of story.
I liked his original story, but I still think it was bullshit that because, I like certain characters, so I'm going to bring these guys back from the past. If you're a good writer, you write the characters that you have in front of you. Are you going to tell me you got to pull time travel bullshit just so you can write the characters you love? That's nonsense.
Yeah, the only
I don't go
really
for that.
weird part of this book, and it was just such a, like, me being a weird pay attention to detail stuff, is that Kid Cyclops is supposed to be like a teenager, and he just grabs these 2 big-ass beers,
That's
and then he gives it to his
Kid
dad.
Cable, you mean?
Yeah, Kid
Kid
Cable.
Cable.
And then his beer just says Daddy's on it. And I was like, this is
I
weird.
did not look
I
at
didn't
that.
notice that.
See, and I was just
Well, I mean, Pepe Larraz, there
Uh,
might be some, there's some international issues there,
Yeah,
maybe a language
like,
barrier.
and I was just like, this is uncomfortable. But,
I didn't see that. I didn't realize that was a part of the problem, but I loved it. I thought it was great.
another shout out to Marvel for putting the really
The
probably the
soapbox.
most important
Oh,
stand
it was
soapbox in the
great.
back.
Yeah.
I read it the first time. I got a little misty.
Yeah, it was
And I was
good.
like, no, it's raining on my face. I'm okay.
Oh, it's all right. No big deal. I'm a man.
I'm a man. These are.
It's water.
It's
Shut up.
sweat. My eyes are
sweat.
sweating
I
from,
sweat.
from reading.
What do you give this?
Too
What's your
hard.
grade on this?
B minus.
Okay,
B.
cool.
Let's say B.
This
You
particular
guys talked me
issue.
into it a little bit.
Okay.
This particular issue, I'm gonna go A.
Yeah.
But I think the whole arc, I would give probably a B. 'Cause,
Really? No,
like,
I loved it. If you
it
get
was-
this
it was-
all together,
See, it was
awesome
like
story.
issue 2. It was either 2 or 3.
I have
and
really
I was
high
like,
standards for X-Men. Like I
And
really
I
like.
love X-Men. If you
Right.
can't ask me
I mean, I
my
got, like-
favorite comic of all time, X-Men. Fuck
Yeah, I'm a
yeah.
big X-Men guy.
y'all ever heard of a little comic called The Vision? Y'all ever heard of a little comic called Mr. Miracle? Y'all
What's
ever
that
heard
got
of
to
a
do
little
with
comic?
X-Men? I'm
Swamp
saying
Thing. I'm saying
X-Men
books that are
stories-
better than
Fine,
X-Men.
that's true. I'll give you that, but I'm saying X-Men. I love X-Men.
Yeah, when X-Men's
I'll read
on,
every
I
X-Men.
need X-Men to go back to being one book.
Well, it is now.
It is.
Right.
Now it's uncanny, but it's
But
not.
it's not very
It's not
good.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you got 3 writers, too many cooks in the kitchen.
Yeah,
Too many cooks in the
I
kitchen.
like that they're
And
trying
him
to
as
bring
cover,
some stuff
dude.
in that I like. Like I like X-Men and I like Legion, but they're just not executing.
Yo,
It's
Mark
really poor.
Brooks is like the new.
He's been around for so long. He's
I
amazing.
know, but he's better now than ever.
Oh, he keeps
He's
getting
like,
better. Yeah,
his
he's
shit
fantastic.
is ridiculous. This cover is ridiculous.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
so good.
You should see some original stuff. Oh my god, he's a great dude too. Real nice guy. So I'll give it up to Mark Brooks. Give him props.
Losing the no.
That's right. I mean, Mark. Like
So we went from another high to another fucking low.
No, I will not say that at
Low.
all.
It's low.
But here,
It's
break it
low.
down for us, and I'll tell you why I
All right,
liked it.
Defenders. I read it, and usual to my thing. Nothing happens. There's a
No.
weird squid.
Here's you turned me off to this because you said the issues didn't matter. They actually did matter, and now it makes me want to go back and read those one shots.
I never said that.
They were all built
I
up
said
to
the 4
this.
lead to this.
Yeah, but you
must-
were saying
maybe
that
you
you could
talked to
read it
Frank
at any
or
time.
something.
Anyway, regardless, I thought it was
Well, then
cool.
break it down because I thought it was absolute dog shit.
I didn't
I
know
did.
what was going on. I give it a D.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
And I like Al Ewing. I love the Immortal Hulk.
Yeah, it's a great book. I'm getting through it now.
Dude,
I'm on the
Immortal
first
Hulk,
trade.
dude,
I love
so
it.
fucking
But I would have preferred to read the one shots first and then read this. But I still got through it and I still liked it because you got these alternate versions of these characters. You have no idea what the fuck's going on. You got old Doctor Strange just in his astral form. You got Silver Surfer who's a herald of Galactus again. You got Immortal Hulk who's still fucked up.
But then
and dark.
Namor and Hulk are the same. Namor and Silver Surfer are the same guy, right?
Yeah,
No, not at all. No,
I couldn't follow this
Namor
book.
Has Silver Surfer's
Again,
powers.
sorta. It's because his board saved Namor. If you see, they call him Toomey. So that was
Right.
Mike Allred and Dan
Yeah.
Slott's run. So
Yeah.
Toomey saved Namor, gave him part of the power.
It
Just
was
so
named to me
exists in
because it would say
space.
my board to me.
Exactly.
And then
Yeah,
the lady
yes.
was like, "Oh, let's name it to me."
Yeah, it's
I
fine.
thought your board.
It was
yo,
a neat thing to
yo,
carry
that
over.
run though.
Amazing.
So fucking
You can't touch
underrated,
it.
dude.
So
Underrated.
underrated.
Criminally underrated.
Okay. Mike Allred can do no wrong anyway.
Mike Allred
but
can do no wrong. He
Dan
is,
Slott basically wrote his favorite Doctor Who storyline in Silver Surfer, and it was amazing. But anyway, I still like this book a lot. Again, so much that it makes me want to read all those one-shots, which I will now, and then I'll read this again. Again, it's very confusing in the beginning. I'm like, all right, what's going on? But as I'm reading, I'm like, wow, this is so cool. I liked it a lot. The art was muddy.
Really muddy.
Yeah.
It suited it.
But
I didn't think it was a problem.
all right, maybe I shouldn't say that it didn't make sense. I should say that I didn't care.
You didn't care. Sure, that's
Like,
fine.
I don't need a Defenders
That's a
book in my
different thing.
life.
Yeah, but you know what? I
And the
liked
thing
it
is-
because it wasn't typical Defenders.
The thing-
Like, you got all kind of alternate versions of these characters.
True. But also, don't take the Immortal Hulk away from his book and try to change it at all.
But you didn't.
Because he's so strong
No,
in
it
that
doesn't
book that I
matter
don't need him
because
here.
Ewing helped write this book. I
Right.
think he did write this
He
book.
did write
didn't
it.
He did,
See,
yeah.
that makes sense because they're alluding to something in the book which I haven't gotten to yet. So it's like this darkness that even Mephisto couldn't fix.
Right, yeah.
So this is going to carry over into the regular book, which is great. I love that. So this is the regular Hulk.
I don't need this in my life. I don't need
No,
a
I think it
Defenders
was
book.
fun. I think it was cool. I think, again, maybe this is what you were saying before about them writing Bendis out of the Marvel Universe, because now these are the Defenders that were OGs. You know what I mean?
Right, they
Like,
got rid of the
fuck
new
Iron
guys,
Fist and
yeah.
fuck all these people. Now Netflix is canceling everything, so fuck them all. Now we're going to go back to these guys.
So-
I dug it. I thought it was cool.
Well, what do you
I
give it
enjoyed
then, Lou?
Again, because the artwork is muddy, I'm going to give it probably a C+. If I went back and read all the one-shots, I might like it more because I could figure out more of the story.
Dude, you're defending this book to the death, and you give it a C+.
Oh, I'm very picky.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I'm a D.
I'm a D.
No, I can't give it a D. I mean, if you want me to go higher, I'll give it a B minus, but I can't because the art wasn't that great. But I like the story enough to know what's going on. It seems like there's going to be a little bit of a continuation. We might see that Doc Strange from the future more later in maybe Immortal Hulk. Maybe this is going to be part of the story. We don't know. I think
hope
if Ewing
not,
wrote
because
that,
Immortal Hulk is so strong. I
Yeah.
don't need any.
It's
Hulk books are always the best when it's a conflicting thing between Bruce Banner and the Hulk.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need to add other characters to that.
Yeah, but don't forget, he still exists in the Marvel Universe proper. So you have to carry over. You have to make him make sense. Like, I really thought it was smart what Slott did in his issue. Like, the Hulk was there, but not there. He's like, don't tell anybody I was there. You know what
Yeah,
I mean? That was really good.
and
And
what
that was
was it?
Slott giving it up to Ewing because he
That
could
was
have
the
shit
in-
all over
Avengers
his
one.
run. But he's like, you know what? This is how we're doing it. Just to make sure that the Ewing run still makes sense. That's how much of a nerd Dan Slott is, and I love him for it. You know what I mean? He reads other people's books, and he's going to make sure that it all makes
Dan
sense.
Whack-ass Slott.
Fuck that. No way. Slott is the biggest nerd ever.
Dan
He's
Whack
the
as the day
greatest.
is long Slott.
Bullshit. I will defend that.
Nerdier than Kate's,
Yeah.
who like goes in and like the one we keep referencing the Van Damme when he doesn't pop the claws.
That's right. That's all right. They're equal nerds. We can get them on a talk show.
Donny Cates where he goes back to Thor and then he's like, yeah, and Thor, the guy was a Venom, and you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's great. Anyway, moving on. I thought it was a fun book.
All
I'd
right.
recommend it.
So
Again, not knowing much about
C+?
the one shots. Yeah, I'll give it a C+.
D.
I mean, it was really confusing.
That's
and
Now moving
uninteresting.
into some
Independence.
dirt. Livewire #1,
Yeah,
a
talk
continuation
about it. I don't care.
the last book. I forget what it was.
I didn't read it, so I don't read much Valiant except Quantum and Woody. Quantum and Woody's the only
Quantum
Valiant
and Woody
book
is
I love.
You guys always
Still
talk about
legit.
it.
Quantum
Yeah,
and Woody
I
is
love
still
that
funny.
book.
I read it.
Those
I laugh every
characters
issue.
crack me up every time. I don't care where they go.
It was something Wars, the book before this.
Harbinger Wars?
Harbinger Wars.
Oh, okay.
That
And
makes
then
sense.
now Livewire was a continuation off of that, which I did not know going in. Also written by Vita.
Oh, look at that. Wow.
Ayala. I'm
Marvel
sorry, I'm
Knights.
terrible.
That's fine. Doesn't matter. We don't know. We didn't talk to that person.
This book is garbage. It is absolute
All right,
trash.
I'm glad you guys
It's
feel the same way.
probably
So,
the worst thing
I
I've read
guess-
all year.
The
No, I
thing
wouldn't
is,
say that. but it's
that's
not
strong, dude. That's strong.
good.
But it's
okay.
starting
You
off
read Infinity Wars, right?
because in
Come on,
Harbinger
man.
Wars. Yeah, you read Infinity Wars and Spider-Geddon
Okay,
and Batman.
Yeah.
Here's why. I didn't know who the character was. I didn't
I
care.
didn't
Sure,
either.
There's
you know-
nothing to root for.
So
But I
There's
still
nothing
got
to
in
understand.
Harbinger Wars,
And
she
nothing
started
happens.
a war
Nothing
against
happens.
humans or something. So give us a couple of minutes, Brian. Please.
Yep.
So it starts off at the end of Harbinger Wars. Apparently she wants to war with humans, and then this one she decides that humans are good, and now she wants to be like a hero, I guess.
She wants to save the.
I don't care.
What were they called?
This book gets an F because it is
Psyops.
fucking horrid.
I'm gonna give it a D-
it's
because
hard
it
for me to
exists, and I
give-
have to give people credit for.
Well, that's the thing. I
doing
can
it.
never give a book an F unless I walk away from it. I
And I'm
finished the book. I'll
so
give it a D.
fucking sick of the stupid fucking cliche. $3.99 US. Higher in Canada. Yeah, you're fucking funny.
That's what you got out of the
Jerk
book. I don't care, honestly.
I don't care.
I will not read this again. I just
I
had
don't
to read
want
it for the
to.
podcast.
I never want to speak of this book.
I don't
again.
care.
It was awful.
Again, Valiant for me, I read it back in the day, and
See,
now it's all new stuff.
The
Quantum Woody's the only thing I care about.
the Eternal Warrior is cool.
Okay.
But besides that, I don't give a shit about the Valiant universe. Oh no, Quantum and Woody. Yeah.
Yeah,
Quantum and Woody is funny.
But it's funny because it's
I just
its
read it.
own thing.
Yeah.
Although last issue they tied up with Exo Manowar and all that, so I don't know what that's going on. But
No, all right. So yeah, don't read it.
yeah,
Don't.
Yo, they put out the 1 in 250 with the glass variant though,
I need to
where
talk
the
about
cover is
that,
glass. Dude, it is sick.
Yeah. Valiant's a great.
If we haven't sent
company.
it out, I'll snap a picture and put it up on the Facebook.
Yeah,
awesome.
but I'm gonna give it a D. I don't give a
Yeah.
shit. Let's move
F.
on. Let's
Yes.
let's talk about some cool books.
Let's talk about some really cool books.
Yeah. we're gonna talk
Firefly
about
#2. As you read from the first one,
Greg
they
Pak,
met up with
Dan McDade.
the. I don't know. They almost seem like Mormons, almost like a
Yeah,
pack
just
of
a weird
religious people.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
And it's kind of like they're also on.
Well, it's not.
They're
for-
moving west from it's almost reminds you of like the
Oregon Trail.
the Oregon Trail, exactly. And you learn a little bit more about Malcolm's
You've been
past.
attacked by reavers.
It's a
And,
lot more Western than space Western. Like
Yeah,
in,
no,
in-
right.
in this arc.
And that's why I
Troy's
think
not
I like
into
it.
this world. Did you watch all of
I
Firefly?
No,
love
see,
Firefly.
Okay,
no,
awesome.
but
Now, I will say
I
this.
love the book.
No, it's cool. I'm just curious if he's got the backstory like I,
I
do.
do.
I'm a big fan of this whole universe. I read all the Dark Horse
I don't you
comics.
feel there's a little bit like there's a little I felt like there's a little something missing, you know, like
Well, it's interesting because they
corny
backpedal.
to this. I think it's that that theme song. I
Oh,
like,
really? You
that
want
really brought
You
me.
can actually put it on your phone and listen to
I
it
know, I
before you
can.
start the book.
You know, it's
it
funny.
really brings you into the world, and also the the space element. I didn't get that in this. This felt
Yeah.
way more
Oh,
Western.
no,
If
it started
they
out
could
with
do,
them in
they could
space, though.
exchange the spaceships for like horses, and I'd be like, this is just a
You
Western.
like a Western.
I still
stuff,
love
yeah.
it though. Don't get me
No,
wrong.
it's
I
cool.
I
love
do
it.
love Western stuff though.
And what's
Cowboys,
weird
yes.
is, again, I didn't read the first issue until today because I wanted to read the second issue.
It was strong.
I
right?
read
Really
all
strong.
of the Dark Horse stuff, and I like that a lot. And I like this too. This is great. This has got me back in the world because we're never going to see any more episodes. And what's cool is this is the core cast. This is the cast we see in the show, where I was surprised. This is actually, I don't know if this takes place during the show, maybe some side episodes that we never actually got to see, or finally getting backstory on Mal and Zoe's past in the War of Serenity.
Yeah, it was
Serenity
awesome.
Valley.
You really only see on the show,
See,
I think, in like one episode.
but
and
I
like
didn't
credits. I mean,
yeah.
it's
I
very-
didn't even need to know,
Yeah,
like, watch
and
the show,
if you
and
love
I was
it,
like,
that's awesome.
yo, this is sick.
There's like one of my favorite moments, of the year in
there was-
comics where it's kind of corny, but like where
Wash shoots her in the
she
leg.
shoots her and
then
he's
shoots
like,
her-
Oh,
"Love
that
you
was
too."
great.
That was
That
great.
was
But,
hilarious. I actually laughed out
there
loud.
was,
at that.
So did
That
I.
was some
So
I
shit.
mean,
was
there
great.
was parts that I obviously didn't get.
Mhm.
Where like River Song is like singing some weird song, and the dude's like, "No, don't
River
do
Song.
it," and I'm like, "Well, what,
Singing?
what the
do you
hell?"
mean?
is
No,
that?
she just has weird
She's
visions
crazy.
and stuff.
She like
That's
she's
all.
been
No,
like,
isn't she like, blood and iron, butterflies burning, ashes, ashes?
Well, it's
and
because
he's like, "No, don't like. Is she
It's
gonna
just
do
because
something
she's
wild?"
experimented
stuff.
on and yeah.
Yeah, that's
Ah,
something
okay.
you'll learn in the
All
show
right,
and the
see.
movie. But
So I didn't know if
I
she was like
think what they were
chanting
getting-
and it was about to start murdering everybody. And
Yeah,
she's like,
maybe.
That's
"Yo,
what I think.
Yeah,
calm
but how about the
down."
gun? Wait, and was that the first issue again? Because I read these right in a row. Was the gun thing where she shot the engine out? Was that
was
the
the
first
first
issue?
one.
Okay,
First one.
sorry. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
again, I read 'em
As
right
a guy
in row.
that's never seen the show, this book is strong.
And I'm surprised
It's
because
fucking
the artist Dan
strong.
McDade is awesome, but he's an acquired taste. So you dig him.
I
You
love the
like
artist.
this.
I
like
Okay,
it.
cool.
Yeah.
All right, that's great because I really like that guy. But it's not.
This-
I'm surprised they picked him for this book.
And I hope that they do another kind of release of the show because right now all I have are my DVDs and the quality's not that great. But they did just put the other Whedon stuff on Facebook. Angel and Buffy looks great. They did like a whole like remaster and it looks really cool. I think
Fun
they
fact:
remastered.
he rewrote the screenplay for Toy Story.
I
Yeah,
know that.
know.
And he also wrote Roseanne.
Roseanne.
Worked on Roseanne too.
That's
And
actually where the
Simpsons.
actor.
It's weird. This book has like grit, which I don't want. It
No, it's
feels
cool.
like a very gritty Western, and then all of a sudden there's a spaceship, and I'm like, all right.
Well, the
I'll deal
smart
with it.
the smartest
you
thing
need
about
to
the
watch
show.
more of the show before you get back to this because you'll appreciate it so much more.
Is
You're
it on-
gonna
is it
love
on
this.
Netflix?
I'll give you the DVDs. I got you. Don't
Yeah, there's.
I don't have a DVD player.
worry. All right,
They said-
Troy's back in the
I've
past.
been in the. No, I'm like current. I don't have anything that could.
You're all
Unless-
digital.
Blu-ray players play DVDs though.
I don't have one of those.
Wow.
Anyway,
I have an Xbox.
grades on this
Just
book?
Xbox. And, I'll give it an A.
Wow.
Hard A.
A.
Yeah,
A.
No shit.
hard
I'll
A.
give it an A minus.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard because for me, it's hard to translate a media property into a comic book and make it enjoyable. That's why I'm going to give it a B+. I can't give it an A because it's not the original material, but I still love it. I think it's fun. I think we're finally going to get some more backstory that we never got, and we never will unless we read the comics.
And I think it's
So,
incredibly
I dig
smart too, like that Joss like put like a ton of thought into the like you don't get worlds built like this. Like he did a great job of combining the sci-fi and the western and also
Oh, it's
like
awesome.
he thought
I recommend
But he
this
didn't
to
even need it
everybody.
because like
He-
I don't know the world, and I was immediately sucked in.
Which is great. That
You know,
gives me
it makes
such
no
hope. I
sense.
remember seeing the movie in the theater after I watched the
Yeah.
whole show, and I took my buddy to see it. He didn't see the show, and he loved the movie. That's a test of
because
these
like
characters.
Frank was like, "Yeah, we're gonna read this for the podcast," and I was like, "Fucking Firefly." What
No,
are you,
now you're in,
stupid.
right?
This is stupid.
And
then
I
read
love
it,
it.
and I was
I-
like, "Yo, book of the week."
have
I mean
my,
he thought through that like at the end of the war or like after that like the only two languages that survived would be English and Chinese because they would be the two.
It's so
they like
smart.
burst into like Chinese like slang every
Yeah.
once in a while and it's freaking awesome.
No, it's great.
A.
A.
We
B
all
plus.
B plus.
Yep.
All right, last book of the week.
Best book of the week.
Claw. All right,
Yeah,
then
it's
break this
close.
down.
Oh,
Let's,
I can't. You just read it. Let's
Yeah.
get
All
it
right,
fresh.
so-
And you got more of a backstory than we do
It's
because
a-
we didn't know there was more.
Yes, if you guys haven't read it, Klaus, it's about Santa Claus.
Is it
Basically,
Klaus or Claus?
Klaus, whatever you want to
All right.
say. Because over there it's Santa Claus.
That's fine.
There it's
All right.
Santa Claus with a C. So.
Sure. Break it down.
Basically, it's more the same. If you've read the older books, this is another yarn from that universe, which was welcomed, but I I don't think I liked it as much as these guys did.
Oh God!
But
Yeah,
I
it
really
was
liked the
awesome.
ending. I got a little teary-eyed.
Misty with the,
You know, if you have
Sam.
kids, it makes you feel a little something. I thought it was very rushed. This needed to be
What?
like maybe 3 or 4 issue miniseries.
No, it could have been. It's
To where-
packed
what
with
I'm saying
story.
is,
It's got
like-
a lot of meat to it.
And there's a lot of jumps where they're like, now they're here, and you're like,
Yeah, but
okay,
you know
so
what? It
Well,
made
break down the story a little bit so people know, like, I mean,
Alright, so it's about
the
a crying
snowman and everything.
snowman. He meets Klaus.
Name Sam.
They go on an adventure.
Adventures.
Adventures.
Plural.
Earth dies. Then they introduce the like
Asgardians.
Asgardian gods, which was really weird. And at the end, he's like, "I'm still Santa Claus. I'm gonna give you this gift. Get the fuck out of here." And I was like, "All right." And that's basically the breakdown of it, because Grant Morrison is a crazy person.
Yeah, he's a crazy eccentric genius.
When he's on, though, like, he's...
You know,
When he's
Santa
on-
Claus is a
peaks-
fucking
we were talking about
warrior.
peaks and
Yeah.
valleys before.
When he is
Peaks are
on,
high.
he is so fucking on. But when he is off, it's like unintelligible.
That's
It
fine.
makes no sense. I'm
But you
reading
know
it and I was
what?
like, you're just reading words at one point.
I got no
It's not
problem reading
sense.
the garbage to get something like this. This was awesome. This is such a great story for the holidays, if you're going to call
It's
it
fun,
that.
and it being a
But-
one shot is. But that's my thing is I'd rather it have been stretched out and more going into it than
Nah.
being like, here's this book, all this shit happens in like 30 pages.
I'm fine with one
Fucking
book.
read it, and you're like,
See, I like it because it actually
also
makes you think.
$9.
Is it really? Holy shit!
Or $8. I'm sorry. This is
But
an
it's a fat
$8
book.
It's a long
right,
book.
Really
but
good.
it's not even double
I
sized.
didn't know that.
And
Oh,
it's fucking $8.
that's harsh to recommend it to people, but I want to recommend it to people because it's fucking awesome.
One of my
loved it.
favorite characters of the year is the crying snowman.
Crying Snowman's sweet,
Poor
yeah.
Crying
sad,
Snow- I was reading it, and
so
it's
sad.
so sad. Like when he's talking about like he's melting away,
He's like,
and he's
"Wait,
like, I
what
feel
was
myself
I?"
getting slushier and mushier, and I was like, holy shit!
Yeah, like it's great because when he gets colder, he gets smarter. They
Yeah.
take him to Mars where it's below some degree.
I felt like I was reading. I was like, aren't we all like melting snowmen? You know,
Oh,
like I was
jeez.
like,
Man,
We're getting
dude,
so
all right.
on a very special episode
Yeah.
of the Comic Menace podcast with Fred.
But I mean, I'll give it like a C.
No,
No.
no,
Hey,
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 fuck yeah, hey.
Hey.
And that's the thing though, because don't forget, me and Fred never read any of this character. And
True.
You did.
Is the
I
other-
thought his
maybe
other
you
stuff
have
was
a
stronger.
different
Yeah.
Okay.
opinion of it, but I loved it.
It was
I thought
great.
It was so great. And again, I appreciate books that throw you into a world and you're like, I don't know what's going on, but I dig it.
And you're
Yeah.
instantly
You know what I
attracted
mean?
to it. Yeah. it
So
makes
maybe
sense.
if I go back and read the other shit, it won't be as good. I don't know, but the art was so good for a Boom book. Dan Mora, I don't know who this person is, but they're awesome. This guy needs to have a better career than just Boom. Not shitting all over Boom, but
Damn,
I'm just saying.
dude. All right.
I'm gonna tell you that like I feel, but he needs to be on a Marvel or DC book for sure because this guy's incredible. Look at the storytelling in this. This guy was amazing. This guy's like on par with Sean Gordon Murphy, Mr. White Knight.
Damn.
Like he is legit. Look at all the detail on that.
All
Come
right,
on.
I see it. I'm looking
You
at the
cannot.
cover.
How do you not give this an A?
And I didn't have this.
I
Cover,
didn't.
Too.
I
I'm
gave it
looking-
a C.
But I'm just saying.
That's
I'm gonna
all.
give it an A. Me and
Uh,
Fred are giving
Sacrilege.
it an A.
A.
'Cause
All right.
I fucking loved it. This is the book of the week.
It's up there with Freedom Fighters.
Freedom Fighters by far book of the week.
It's close.
Any?
I'm gonna say this
I'm gonna
is
say,
the
you know
book
what?
of the
Yeah, I'm
week.
gonna change my vote. I'm gonna say Klaus because since
The only
holidays.
thing, all right, now you just told me the price. That sucks for people.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And it's going to be a hard sell for people to have to buy.
Well,
it.
I think we're sold out, so it doesn't matter.
All right, fine.
but it's Christmas, you know.
Plug your stuff.
Plug my stuff, geekboypress.com. And you know what? For all you podcast fans, how about you hit me up, you send me a message, I'll give you 10% off. Just mention the podcast, I'll hook it up. All right?
There you go.
Merry Christmas to all.
Fred.
Hard
plug
Body,
again?
Hard Body, issue 1 coming out December 26th here at Wade's Comic Madness, 11 a.m. We're doing a signing. Come and pick up your book. It's on iTunes right now for $3.99, and you can follow us at Hard Body Comic on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Any spec? Anything?
Oh, I
guys?
don't know. That's your.
There's really nothing this week.
But we got that Batman Damn 9.8 graded.
Oh yeah,
someone
get your
donated
chance to
that.
win. Oh, Lou on the spot, dude.
That's right.
$5
We want some
for a
better equipment
chance,
for the podcast.
3 for 10,
Yeah.
and maybe in the following year we're gonna do a lot for the podcast. So we're gonna get microphones. We're gonna get what other shit Frank told me he needed.
whatever we need. When you guys hear the bumpers that I get from different celebrities, it's actually the sound good. So it's a fucking wind tunnel from
And,
my shitty phone.
Yeah, so we're gonna get a microphone for Lou to do stuff. So thanks for listening.
Thanks for
Anything
having me.
else?
That's
Yeah,
it.
you guys good?
All right, bye.
Bye.